Hello, welcome back to my channel. It is August 17th, Monday, 2026. We'll get started with the update to my portfolio, and then we'll go over the $1,000 portfolio reset. If I were to lose everything and have $1,000 back, what would I do with that $1,000? So again, let's get started here. So first, let's go into a quick update for my portfolio. And again, this is going to go over a quick rundown of one of the biggest portfolio that I have, and we'll go over the smallest portfolio that I have afterwards. Now, for the month of, I would say, July and August, as you can see here, there has been an increase of just everything really, because of the fact that again, there's a couple of um, I would say there's a couple of sectors that I have grow that grew entirely just by again the stock market or even the quarterly reports. So as you can see here, I've made some changes in my portfolio holdings. Now I'm going to make some um, just very specific um, details to what's going on here. Okay, so as you can see, my top realized gains right now is technically going to be ASML. ASML has been the biggest winner, and technically ASML and Google, Microsoft, Amazon, these are my biggest winners for this portfolio. As you can see here with 500, or sorry, with 5.6 shares of ASML, that has grown, I mean, double, triple that actually, from its average price. So again, average price of about 700-ish when I started buying this, and right now, again, it's like completely went off the wall. I mean, ASML has been a huge, huge winner with 1,878 per share. That's incredible. So let's look into the other portfolios that I have, or in this case, let's look into, see, this is what happens when you're recording raw. Things just pop up out of nowhere. So please, folks, let's take a look at the losers. Now, Nike, FICO, and technically Meta have been one of the biggest losers that I have. Now, in my opinion, these three or four here is really not the biggest losers. They are actually really, really, really good. They just have a terrible time right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting my money, my weekly contribution to these three or four portfolio stocks: FICO, Meta, and also SPGI. Now, technically, let's just talk about this real quick. My Nike has been a loser for the last couple of years or so. Now, in my opinion, Nike is one of the top sports and leisure athletic companies out there. It has its very own niche of customers, in my opinion. But in my opinion, at the moment, it has been a loser, loser, loser. The stock price is around 48 now. I started buying this when it was like 90 or 80. So again, it has been a loser. So what am I gonna do with that? I'm either going to sell this and put that directly into VOO, or I'm going to put that more into Amazon or Netflix. So we'll see how it goes. But this is the rundown and current updates that I have for my well, technically the biggest portfolio that I have. Now, the second to this is actually going to be my concentrated, or basically the aggressive sort of stocks that I pick. Very I would say more speculative in my opinion. Now I do have a system of grading here, so this tiny portfolio is kind of like my dev box, and my current passive income portfolio is my go-to. I know for a fact that those are winners, except for, the Nikes of the world, right? So again, I'm trying my best. So in this case here, let's take a look at what the Peace and Love portfolio looks like right now. So as you can see with two, at the moment, this is the three I'm just gonna go with the all here. As you can see, it has been, trading up and down 28,000 or so. But I recently put at least $500 in here. But as you can see here, I'm buying more Amazon and I'm buying more Rivian and I'm buying more Duolingo. Now, I just bought Netflix about a week or so ago. I sold a lot of, well, my base money that I put into Oxy about a year ago. I pulled that money out and I put that directly into Netflix. Because again, Oxy has been my one of my winners, but I am starting to just let it sit essentially. So all the gains that I have, this $643 of gains, I'm actually going to just let it sit. I'm going to let the dividend just come in every single month or every quarter or so, every year essentially, free money, right? So might as well just do that. But yeah, again, one of my biggest winners. So thank you so much for that, Oxy, and I'm putting that base money back into the Netflix of the world, essentially, Duolingo, CCC. But let's take a look at CCC real quick because this has been one of the I would say speculative stocks that I've been buying into and again continue to buy because I believe this is a huge hit. Now, they are being sold or I think they're trying to get buy off or sell off. So I think I am owning a stock that is purely in my opinion a, I would say it is driven by technology, in my opinion. And it is one of those companies that actually works with OEMs, crash details, crash analytics, and stuff like that. So again, I would say, there's a lot to be proud of owning this stock. It's just that, in my opinion, it's it's getting up there. I mean, the PE ratio of 99, that's pretty high. So really what I'm looking for here is an $8 to $9 or even if we can, $10 a share. I would definitely start selling this. But for now, I was very much in the red. Now it's getting the momentum that it needs, and I will potentially be selling this and moving out of that environment to begin with. Because again, I think it's a great stock. I'm just gonna tell you it's a great stock, but I kept it for about 2 to 3 years now. And again, I'm accumulating as much as possible because I believe there is a huge value here. So let's take a look at the next segment, which is going to be what happens if I lose everything and somebody gave me $1,000. So again, $1,000 reset. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Now, I'm gonna just very much tell you here that this is for you an educational thing so that you can take it to go essentially, right? So again, 5 steps. Now, for these 5 steps, let's start with the core. What would I do? Baby. I would take $600 off that $1,000 and I would potentially just buy it VOO. Now, why VOO? It's very diverse and technically very low maintenance, and it has it has been beating the market. Yes, it has been beating the market for the longest time. Um, Currently right now, it's beating my butt. It's beating my butt. So again, I gotta say it. VOO, you take the spot. 60% of that $1,000 is for you, and we are going to build our engine. Now, the second here is our growth engine. Why? Why do we want to have a really good base, but then for our growth, like the middle of that pyramid, we need QQQM. Why? Because it is very high growth. I mean, it is specifically tilted for high growth companies like Amazon, Meta, Netflix, the Mag 7 essentially, the Nvidias of the world. You are getting those into that portfolio. So again, we need that growth engine right down the box. And again, 25% of it. is going to be for QQQM. And then this is where you come in. You, yes, you. So what I am going to do a concentration on Amazon and Berkshire. Why? Because these are very much my high conviction growth. If you have a high conviction growth, put that in there. That would be your 10%. All right. So again, 10% and 5%. It's up to you. 15% essentially is what you're looking for. So if you really want to put individual stocks here, within 15%, awesome. Good for you. You go through that. But again, you do have that really good base of VOO and QQM to kind of get your momentum moving. Now, with step three, I just want you to know that I did put Berkshire here because I have a huge, I'm a fan of Warren Buffett. I know he's no longer the 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 person that decides it all. But again, I believe they have a really good business there. So I would take that as well. Now, this is the step four is really kind of where you want to look for. So again, if your broker supports financial for fractional shares, go ahead and do that. That would be the most important step here is to make sure that your broker can do fractional shares. And then step five is the is again, I think it is the most important. So yes, we've given you or somebody gave me $1,000, but again, we want to make sure you have a contribution. You're contributing money into that every single week or even month or so. So again, this is just an example. $100 a week, that will equivalent into $5,200 a year. If you keep repeating that, I bet you the snowball is just gonna go off the roof and you're gonna hit 50 to 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, up to 100. And I bet you're going to thank yourself. So please, thank you so much for sticking in. I really hope that you enjoyed this today. And again, in my opinion, be be happy of what you have. Okay? You do not need to go above and beyond and throw as much money as possible in here because again, stock market is either your friend or your enemy. You need to keep your enemies close, obviously. So please, folks, thank you so much for sticking in. I'll talk to you soon.